next level. Take it to the next level. Take it to the next level. Level, 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 level,
Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to ORL GTEU round 6. Here we are, ready to go. We've got some practice going on here just for a few more minutes before we get underway with qualifying. I've realized one small thing I need to quickly change. There we go. Alrighty. We are here, round 6, GTEU. What an exciting time it is. MISANO in the wet, 45 minutes today. And what a race it's going to be. Here we're just watching Adam Westland putting down some very good laps here in his practice time. Here at MISANO, very quick little bit of detail about this track. It is 3.488 kilometers long, 3.5 kilometers for a roundup, and 2.1 miles long. Nice little track, 16 corners, minimal straights really, some good acceleration zones into some quick corners, so a lot of excitement to come for these drivers. I'm looking forward to it. If you joined us yesterday for the final round of ORL Premier, you will know already a little bit about this track and what some of these drivers can put down. We did see some very fast times yesterday, but we're going to see a lot more spread today with some of these rookie drivers out here. Now, very quickly, while we have a little bit of time left here in practice, just under 2 minutes, let's go over our standing. So Nathan Smythe Adams there in the P2 position right now. He leads the way in the pro standings by quite a considerable margin, actually. He sits at 222 points right now. No drop rounds have been applied just yet, so we'll see how things might change once the worst of these results get pulled out, but he has some pretty good ones here. 222 points for himself. In P2 is Radovan Zankel with 184, so a very large margin there, and we're not seeing Zankel on the standings here today. Unfortunately, not joining us. It would appear very close behind him is Quentin Mamu in P3, 177 points, so definitely a chance for him to gain some position there in the standings, maybe take that P2 away from Radovan Zankel. Back from that P4, 127 points is Chase Jones. So those top three fighters are way ahead of most of their pro counterparts. So really the fight here is between Radovan Zankel and Quentin Mamu at the top. But some easy points today for Mamu if he can find a good finish. Chase Jones does look like he's here with us, but I did hear rumors he might not be participating in the race. So we'll see what happens there. Jacob Stofko, 105 points, so he's going to be looking for a good finish today as well, especially if Chase Jones doesn't participate. He could see a move up there. Kevin Drabash, P6, 101 points. Xander Heyman, 95 points. Not seeing him on the list either. Looks like we're about to switch over to qualifying here very shortly. Gabriel Ozakir all the way back down to P8. He had a pretty good start to the season, but I do believe he is on his way back from his vacation, so we might see him in another couple races potentially. James Cowley, P9, same amount of points as Gabriel Ozakir there, with 88 points. Just quickly looking, not sure if I see Cowley here with us today either. Maybe he's just not set a lap out here. Winnie Charles, P10, 84 points, so he is here with us today. I did see him earlier out there on track. Yep, P11 there. He could very easily see a move up in the standings. Dario Vianello, P11, 68 points. He's going to be looking for some good points there. And Luke Lazama, who haven't seen in a little while, so unfortunate for him. Looking back into the AM standings, Adam Westland, who currently has our fastest time here in practice, P1 in the AM standings, 187 points. So he's really charged ahead as well. He's going to be looking for that good finish today for some of those heavy points. Efre Yantiri, P2, 166. Matteo Piccolo, 164. So didn't see Efe in here, so Piccolo could be seeing a move up into P2 there as well. Only 2 points separate them, so I would be surprised unless he just doesn't have too good of a finish here. Let's quickly fix that. Federico Di Camilo, P4, Lucas Capio. Let's actually quickly switch our camera over to one of these drivers going out. Let's go number 77 right there. Villanina Nightshade getting out there first to set down their first fast lap of the session. coming out of this pit. It's quite a long pit exit, so definitely gonna come into play when we have that pit window there in the middle. Maybe see some change of positions, but Federico Di Camillo 159, so very close behind Piccolo. 2 drivers looking for some good moves. Lucas Chupka 151, Emery Sonmez 113, Terry Dunn 110, Yuri Howling 95, Kenneth Reyes 77, and Barry Dunn 75 to make up our top 10. Definitely some good points on the board for these guys and potential to move up through there. And then finally, rookies, just to check in with the guys we have already on track. Rafael Barbosa Gramichelli, a name that has been coming out of my mouth quite a lot recently. He is there in the lead. Not seeing him with us today, unfortunately, but 183 on the board for him in the top position there. So he's gonna be under some attack though from Matteo De Tassis, who I do believe I saw out here. Maybe I know a lot of people have opted out of this. Actually, I do see Effie Antiri there now. I know I said I hadn't seen him, but he is here with us today. Yeah, I know a lot of drivers opted out of joining us in the wet today, and I just spilled a little bit of water, so that's fun. Let's quickly clean that up. Oops. I know wet races aren't everybody's favorites, so Alanis Karis in P3 168 and Tino Rene P4 148. Very close points between the top 4 here. Could see some moves around after this race. Looking back, Rory Rainier, Robert Logan 116 even, P5 and P6 there. Those two will be fighting for any points they can out here. Roderick Rudd, Jonas Stolovic, Emery Sosdaru, and Villian Nightshade make up the top 10. Also very close to each other there with points, so we'll see what see what might change around there. Torrens, yeah. It's gonna be interesting for you. That's a start from pits for yourself. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting fight there. You say you're in the Honda with us today, so definitely gonna be an interesting one for you. With the Honda, it's not one you see a lot. I do believe we have 2 Hondas on track with us now, so yeah, good luck to you on your start from pits. So here we see Villian Nightshade, very pretty little livery. Oh, very wide there, so that's going to be invalid lap for themselves. 343, Emre Ozdaru in an Aston Martin. A couple Aston Martins with us, and it's always nice to see how these guys perform and what they can't get up to. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a voice crack there. Let's see if we get some times on the board here. Doesn't look like it just yet. I'm not sure. Maybe I just... Oh, here we go. Roy Rainier immediately with a lap here. 142.9, so definitely going to be looking to improve. I do apologize for that ghosting behind the cars. I think that's... I don't know how that's come up. I thought I got rid of that, but... looks like 142 is the fastest time for us out here right now, or 142.9, so I'll be interested to see what all these rookies can't do here in the rain. The rain is quite tenuous for a lot of these drivers and can definitely affect their styles and the lines they would usually take. Nice little paint scheme going on there for the Lamborghini. Let's see if anybody else can't manage a low 42, a high 41. I do expect to see a couple 41s here, maybe from some of those faster rookies. And see. That's not to die or kill anyone. Yep, well, that is what we hope for. You know, starting from the pits, you do get the chance to kind of take it a little bit easier on that first lap, and any carnage you might be able to benefit from. So definitely pray for you there and hope that you can benefit off of that, because goodness, my throat is tickling today. Sorry if I cough or try to clear my throat a little bit here. I'm not sure why why I'm struggling. Here we go. A couple drivers coming around, setting times. Looks like 43s, 44s there for those drivers. Rainier did manage to improve just a little bit with a 42.7, so might see even more improvement there. Detasis going with a 42.5 right out the bat. Let's go join him, see what... there's another Aston Martin. Very pretty little pink livery there. Hey, it's different, but I like it. It's a good one. And he's definitely out here trying to set some good laps. Around, looks like 142.43 is kind of the range here for these rookies, which not too bad. It gives them some opportunity to fight with some similarly paced drivers. But it will definitely, over the course of the 45 minutes, will definitely lead them to some blue flags, which hopefully in the rain here we don't have too many incidents with blue flag drivers. It's never too fun. Boarding BSR in Italy, let's go. Yes, let's go BSR. I'm gonna have to assume this is our acclaimed Emery Sonmez. Did hear a little bit about him being on vacation with those Italians, hopefully enjoying it there. Hopefully the weather's nice. We're in Italy right now, so you know, you're just a little bit further away. I would hope it's not raining, so yeah, we appreciate having you here. And yeah, we got two BSR drivers that in practice showed they have some really good pace in the rain here today. I know they both participated yesterday in the Premier race and put up a pretty good time and effort there, so we'll see what they can't perform today. Roy Rainier does go a little bit faster, 142.535, so just about half a tenth there between P1 and P2 for the rookies. Just a couple more minutes left for these guys to set times. And oh, there, big slip. See, this is something that I assume we're going to see a little bit around the track today. Over pushing the car just a little bit too much, being not too cautious on those curbs, and getting out of control. It does happen a lot in the rain. Sometimes you can just edge it a little bit too much and end up kind of ruining a lap or a little bit of your race. So another thing we definitely want to kind of keep an eye out for today will be the drive-throughs. Yesterday we had quite a few drive-throughs that really impacted the course of the race there. Some of the battles that were very close got ended by just pushing those track limits a little bit too hard, and in the rain it's very easily done. You know, you get on it a little bit too early, get that understeer that pushes you wide, and you know, it can definitely impact the way your overall race will go. So we will see what comes of these drivers today. Hopefully not too many drive-throughs, I would hope. So we'll see what happens there. Pardon me, I assume through these rookies we might see some. I think we have the pro drivers lining up. Yep, there they are, getting ready to come out. Let's jump to number 87. There he is at the front, Mr. Smythe Adams, ready to go on his first flying lap. Got some cars rolling back a little bit there. So looks like we have some drivers coming into pit. Still got a couple cars out on track doing a final lap while they still have an opportunity to. Looks like our top runners though, Roy Rainier, Matteo Detasis, both in the 142.5s, showing their prowess here for the rookies. And Tino Rene actually another 142.987, so not too bad from him. Looks like Stefano Montanani is struggling a little bit out there, 152.0. That's unfortunate. Hopefully he can get a little bit faster or perform just a little bit more in the race. But yeah, 142s through 140 144s are common there for our rookie drivers. So that'll be definitely for those top 3 drivers and rookies. It'll definitely be a little bit of a fight for them for those points. Maybe we'll see if maybe any of them have some slip ups that give up their race a little bit. So looks like we've got a couple rookies as well that might be starting from pits. We'll see here. Smythe Adams ready to go. Looks like we have, I believe that's Chupka behind, and then one of the Dunn brothers in that BMW. So no, that is Mamu, my bad. They have very similar Ferrari liveries there. Smythe Adams being going to be the first one to set a fast lap, and Quentin Mamu to follow him out. Yep, that's one of the Dunn brothers there. Very pretty little angle. I think both of the Dunn brothers are there actually in tandem with each other. Keep an eye on Mr. Adams. It is cold in Italy. That is a shame. That's a shame. It's cold there. You know, it's I mean, I guess it is getting into winter, but they're close to the hemisphere, so you'd at least hope, unless you're in North Italy, I guess, but I would at least hope it would be a little bit warm. So Amostino Rene, yep. We'll see what these drivers can't do. Sorry, I was a little bit distracted there. The rain kind of fizzled out a touch. And Smythe Adams' race was this yesterday in the Premier Cup. I don't recall where he finished, but I know he was able to set some pretty good laps, maybe P3 overall in that race. So pretty good finish for him. We always like to see good finishes from these BSR drivers. They take part in a lot of ORL. So here we go. First lap for Smythe Adams coming down to T1. Keeping it nice and tight on those curves. See Mamu there holding on to quite a close gap there. So hopefully that doesn't impact either of these drivers overall. But we'll see what they can put. 142.5 is the fastest rookie out here today. So we'll see what the jump and the difference is between the Pro-Ams and the rookies there. Beautiful blue there on that Aston Martin. 3 Aston Martins we've seen thus far. 3 very different color schemes. Definitely, I mean, they're all very pretty. It's a nice car to see out here. Mr. Smythe Adams will be looking for really good lap here. Maybe not on his first one, but maybe his second or third. -10 Celsius in northern Sweden, so that's a good one. Yeah, I mean, hey, -10, that's extremely cold. But yeah, I'm sure it's more like 5 to 10 positive in Italy, so a little chilly, but still on the cooler side. I'm not too sure. I guess I could look it up, but we'll see if maybe Mr. Sonmez cares to share what the actual temperature is, and we can make fun of him for being crybaby cold boy, because he's from Turkey, so you know he spends all that time in the heat. All that time in the heat, I'm sure, inflicts his ability to withstand cold. So here's Smythe Adams, 140.8 immediately to show what he is made of. That's a really good lap right there in the rain. Barry Dunn, 141.9. Piccolo, 141.48. So Smythe Adams really come out here and shown up. We'll see what other drivers can perform. And there's Chase. Adam Westland immediately in there said, hey, wakey, 140.637. So Smythe Adams is definitely going to be trying to put in some pace. Chase Jones actually with us here on the qualifying, 141.375. Definitely not what I expected from him, but it is a first lap out. You know how it goes. Usually a little bit slower there, and the next 2 or 3 laps will lap 2 and 3 usually are where we find out what they're truly made of. So let's not get too overexcited about it just yet, but there we go. The top 7 already, top 8 already outdoing those rookies, so definitely showing why they are in the classes they're in. Looks like we have a couple 142s there, 142.1 from Chupka, 142.2 from Yuri Howling. Not bad lap times. Definitely gonna be looking for some improvements there. Hey Emery, you're a BSR driver and you're not here. You know, I gotta throw you a little bit of shade. You know, while you're sat here watching the stream, so you know you don't forget about the love BSR has for you. Here goes Smythe Adams on a second. 140.487. He told Adam, hey, you can be fast, but you cannot be faster than me. I will not allow it. So we'll see if Adam can't pull out something a little bit faster. Quentin Mamu, 141.1, putting himself up. Piccolo responds, 141.080. Couple AM drivers we might see in the pro classifications next season. 140.42 from Adam Westland. This is definitely going to be a fight between those two BSR drivers, main team driver and junior driver. I tell you what, that junior driver, Mr. Westland, wants that promotion and he wants it bad. Joins -39 Celsius. Goodness gracious. Huskies refusing to go outside tells you it is far too cold for any creature. You know, if the husky doesn't want to go outside because it's too cold, you know it is beyond cold. My part of the world, I think it was last winter or the winter before, we did get some -30s in there, which for the middle of the United States is quite a feat of temperature. Let's go join Adam Westland actually and see what he's up to here. He's setting out some really good times, and hey, I gotta say I'm proud of him. You know, last season he performed really well, got himself out of rookies into the AM class, and this season he is showing that he is even better than that AM class. Looking around, Piccolo 141.0, so just about a half second, just over a half second off of these top two drivers. He's going to be looking for some more time. Mamu 141.1, Yantiri 141.2, Chase Jones 141.3, so a little bit slow for himself there. Chase Jones looking to see some improvement off of him potentially. We'll see if some of these drivers can get Quentin Mamu into the 40s, 140.6 for provisional P3 right now. Will Adam go faster? It doesn't look like it. No, just a little bit too slow there. 140.542. Actually, Smythe Adams last time around did a 40.572, so definitely going to be looking for a fight between those two drivers. A very good change of pace. I feel like all season we've sat here and watched Adam Weston go from kind of a P8, P9 driver all the way up to now fighting for the overall pole in this round. So we'll see if he can't keep it up in the next few rounds. Also, Chase Jones has responded. It's like he heard me from far away and said, hey, I was just taking a little breather. 140.95 puts him in P4. Got a lot of 141s in there, down to P10, all 141s. Both Dunn brothers in the top 10, so that's something nice to see. I know those guys haven't had maybe the best season all around, but they've definitely been putting in work where they can. Dean Solomon 141.4, so about a half second between P9 and 10, but still good. Back down to P15 is all low 142s. Frederick DiCamillo is kind of struggling today. It looks like 143.4 there in P19. Definitely seen better things from him, so we'll see what he can produce out here and maybe improve in the last minute and a half here of qualifying. Yeah, my money is also on Westland, actually. You know, he's already showing some great skill here in the qualifying, so we'll see what doesn't come of this. Let's go join another driver, somebody we haven't paid too much attention to. Let's go sit with Lucas Chupka in that nice black Ferrari with the red accents. Very pretty little livery there. Just trying to keep an eye on the timings. It looks like P5 and P6 pushing very close for those 140s, but right on the edge. Oh, Jacob Sovko showing up from nowhere. Honestly, I don't even know if he had set a time yet, but 140.947 puts himself 3 thousandths of a second ahead of Chase Jones, so that'll be a fight to watch as well, I'm sure. Not sure if we'll see any improvements around or if this is what we're gonna sit with, but Adam Westland's, I can see on the timing board, he's pushing some purple here and there, definitely trying to get the best time he can. There he is in front of us on the screen. There's Smythe Adams and Chase Jones in the background of Chupka. Goodness, too many words to say in one time. Chupka definitely trying to get a better time, push him up from P9. Looks like qualifying has come to an end. A couple drivers already, that is their confirmed time. We'll see if anybody can't improve here. Adam Westland, this is the last corner, I believe, so yep, see if he can't push a little bit faster. No, he went invalid, so unfortunately not gonna happen for him. Can Chupka does improve just a position? Will Chase Jones improve? That is the question here. He does, goes to P3, so there's that beautiful 488 showing that those older cars aren't to be completely slept on. So here we are, 140.4 for Adam Westland, 140.48, or I guess 42 for Adam, 48 for Smythe Adams, 40.57 for Chase Jones, 40.6 for Quinton Mamu, and 40.9 Jacob Stofko, 40.9 for Matteo Piccolo. So, of course, we're here, and I can't go to drive. There we go. Some very good times from these drivers, and Adam Westland up there right in P1. What a sight to behold. So this is really good for our race. So let's quickly run through all of these drivers and let's see. So of course our top three, Adam Westland, Smythe Adams, Chase Jones, those three BSR drivers holding the podium positions right now. They're all three of them are going to be looking for very good finishes today. Quinton Mamu not far behind Chase Jones. He's going to be putting up a good fight as well, I am sure. Jacob Stofko, Piccolo, Yantiri, Chupka, Dunn, and Solomon make up our top 10. Separation of only about just over 1 second between the top 10 drivers here. Barry Dunn, Drafts, Partez, Charles, Howling, make up the top 15, and then our P1 rookie sitter Roy Rainier and P16, Mateo DeSassis, the P2 rookie sitter, and P17, and P18 Frederick DiCamillo. You know, we've definitely seen him do far better around some of the other tracks here this season, so hopefully he can find a little bit of pace and move up on some of these positions. Maybe even capitalize on some incidents in this race, as you know, it does happen. We do have especially in the rain, anything can happen. So Tino Renee and Emery Ozduru make up the top 20. All of my cars just disappeared, so I'm not sure. Oh, we have lost connection to the server, so let's quickly see if we can't fix that. I'm not sure if that is intentional or what. Let's very quickly. Sorry about this. I don't know what's going on. Boom. See if it comes back anytime. There we go. Let me check, see. Yep, server died. Everybody is joining back in. So unfortunately, a little bit of a technical issue there. So I do apologize on behalf of ORL already. This is always fun. It's always fun when these things happen. But, you know, there's only so much we can do. Hopefully, things stay as they're supposed to be, and we can just skip past practice. Maybe the server will yeah, we should just push past practice here pretty quickly. Yep. The server did pick back up. Sorry, I had a little bit of dead air there. Server did pick back up. Not sure if we're gonna have to have another server restart for things to be input properly. So we'll find out here shortly. Such a shame. I was running through those starting positions, so I'll have to do that very quickly before we come back. But let's just enjoy these cars' liveries. There we see Effie Antiri was actually the first person to jump back in. Chase Jones. All very pretty liveries all around here. I just want to kind of jump back through all of them. Oh, answer. Never mind. Never mind. See, we got to back out again. The server should be getting refreshed here. I specifically put in my car to look as bright as possible so that people see me and hey, you know what? I definitely understand. I think it was 2 weeks ago now. I joined some other ORL drivers in a 8 hours of Fuji race, and we had a very, very bright livery there. Okay, let's fix the entire broadcast here really quickly. We had a very, very bright livery, but unfortunately, you know, people still get in your way and still kind of don't see you. I mean, we didn't get into any incidents, but it was a very bright, vibrant livery that had it was almost neon, and you know, stuff happens. You know, drivers get distracted, and especially when, you know, there's such a variety of how people view the game, from singles to triples to even VR. I mean, I drive in VR myself, so you know, some people just get distracted or don't quite notice you there, and we'll see. I mean, let's have a go have a look. See, I assume you'd be back in the server already. There we are, Jurans. Oh wow, you weren't lying. Very bright green. Definitely in your face. So, you know, if somebody doesn't see you, I would also be very surprised. We've got some darker ones here, like Billion Nightshade. A little bit of darker livery. Very pretty nonetheless. Looks like not too sure what's happening right here, but definitely a sight to see. And the server's gone again. Okie dokie. We're definitely having some technical issues here, and I do apologize to everybody watching. We're trying to get this sorted out as quickly as possible. I'm just looking at the stream and seeing that weird mishap between whatever just happened with Smythe Adams and Chase Jones. That was interesting. Tropical death frogs. Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, hey, you know, those tropical frogs are really beautiful colored and very, very fun to look at. So, my brain stopped for a second. I don't know. They're very pretty, very tropical colored, and you know, I can't blame you. I wouldn't hate to have a livery that looked like that myself. You know, I personally race almost primarily in iRacing, so you know, we get a lot of variety there, and I tend to sway more towards a real world style liveries, because I don't know, it just appeals to me. But yeah, I bet they were. It looked almost like Smythe Adams just kind of pulled out and put his foot down just to get himself spun around and just have a little fun, which I can't blame him. You know, in these technical issue times, it's always nice to just kind of relax a little bit, take some of the pressure off of the upcoming race. But 45 minutes isn't too much. I keep refreshing, hoping that, you know, one of these days something will change. You know what they say, like, you do the same thing over and over again is definition of insanity. Well, that is what is going on right now. Yeah, it looks like we're still having some small issues, so we'll see what happens. We're still waiting. Full meme. Yeah, I mean, the great thing about iRacing with apps like Trading Paints is, you know, you go on there and look for your car, and sorry, that's funny.
hey, I can't blame you. That's a good little meme car. But you know, you go on Trading Paints, and it's just a variety. Well, I mean, it's an almost endless variety of whatever you could imagine. You know, you've got fake livery, you know, liveries that are based off of real companies but aren't real liveries. You got real liveries, meme liveries. I mean, whatever you could almost imagine,
they have it. So yeah, it looks like we're still having some serious issues with the server, unfortunately.
Time and just keeps going. We just keep ticking by. We will see if it comes up soon. Hopefully, that's the
pray. I think one person wasn't able to get back into the server, which is odd. That's unfortunate.
hopefully we can get that fixed ASAP. Not sure what's going on. Just kind of sat waiting. I'm waiting.
Actually, while I'm sat waiting, let me pull up the incident sheet very quickly so that when the time comes, because you know it'll come, you know it'll happen. We'll be sat there, we'll be watching, we'll be waiting, and that's when it, you know, we'll see somebody getting into an incident, or they'll jump down into the pits, and it's, you know, whether it's a drive-through or if it's a penalty, we'll see. But I'll try to keep an eye on that every now and again, just to see, just as the overlay I use doesn't unfortunately show us those penalties. So yeah, there's a lot of F1 liveries in there. It's like, you know, everybody kind of knows about F1 or watches it and has some kind of like for it. So, you know, you see, it doesn't matter what car you try to look for a livery for. You're gonna find Red Bull, you're gonna find McLaren,
You're gonna find them all. There we go. Looks like we're back up.
ACC servers took inspiration. See, unfortunately, it's not got anything to do with. Okay, and we gotta fix all this again. It's not got anything to do with ACC servers themselves. I know there is a lot of issues with those servers fairly often, but this is actually kind of our side of things. It's more so the server just kind of crashed on the server client side, and had to be brought back up. And then I think there was a driver that wasn't able to get back in, so that needed to be fixed in the entry list, which can take just a little bit of time, unfortunately. So we're back up now. We've got a couple minutes just to allow everybody to jump back in, and oh, it's interesting reading the Discord while these things are happening. Hey, that doesn't actually sound really good. You know, Alpine, you know, they have a lot of stuff going on outside of F1 too. So, you know, it's not out of this world that we might see that going on. But yeah, trophy truck and Alpine would be cool. All right, we have cars on track, so let's go watch them. Here's Mr. Chase Jones in that 109 488 Ferrari. Very pretty. I've known Chase Jones for quite a long time, longer than he's raced on PC, and this is a callback to when he was driving on Xbox. And hey, I didn't like the livery then, but I like it now. It's kind of nice, and I think it's just because it is an old car that you don't see on track really ever anymore. And you know, it's different. But like him, Smythe Adams and Gabriel Ozakir put on throwback cars and liveries. Oh, going a bit wide there for this season, and unfortunately, you know, we have only seen 2 of those come around. So looks like practice is about to take over, and we'll be straight to the race. So I'll be able to run down the starting grid again properly. I think we had made it back to P15, but I'll run through them super duper fast, just so we don't spend too much time sat on that, even though probably have more than enough time. Anime liveries. There's a lot of anime liveries on Trading Paints, and hey, they're not all bad, but some of them aren't the best. 12 plus 12 horsepower. Yeah. Well, hey, you put on those waifu liveries or even the Red Bull liveries, and that's automatically a P1 plus 50 I rating. So nothing bad could come of that, could it? Let's go to TV2. The little practice session is over, so we're just in our wait time. Should be jumping over to the race session here shortly, so I can run through. I'm yawning now. I don't know why I'm yawning. So we can run through this starting grid. We got some Rolo's chocolate. If you know what Rolo's are, you know they're absolutely delicious and almost addicting. Yeah, sometimes I sit here and I have to literally move the little. I've got a tray with candy and I gotta move it away from myself. Oh, here we go.
Wet conditions ahead. Really?
That's crazy. I hadn't noticed. The game telling me things I already knew. Well, these drivers getting their setups ready before we go to our formation lap. Unlike the sprint races where we go short formation, this will be a full-length formation lap. But so, very, 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 very quickly, before I get distracted and forget again, let's run through our drivers. We have 30 drivers on the grid. I do know we have at least one driver starting from pits, so yeah, not sure where he'll fall into this list, but from the top, for our top 10, we have Adam Weston, Smythe Adams, Chase Jones, Mamu, Stofko, Piccolo, Yantiri, Chupka, Dunn, or Terry Dunn, Solomon, and Barry Dunn. Well, Barry Dunn's P11, but with the two Dunn brothers, we'll just call it there. Those make up our top 11 drivers. Moving back to P20, Kevin Drabash, Partez, Charles, Howling, Renier, Detasis, Di Camilo, Tino Rene, and Emery Ozduru. P16 and 17 there are the rookie P1 and 2 sitters right now. P3 in that class is 19th, and so everything back should be all rookies. Back from P20 to P30. Of course, Emery Ozduru in P20, Mars P21, Logan 22, Nightshade, Antonio Montanani, Joran Solovich, Stefano Montanani in 26, Karis 27, Santanello 28, Reyes 29, and Deringer P30. That makes up our entire grid here today. Always really nice to commentate these races. We get some really good attendance here, so yeah, you all keep it nice and exciting for me. 45-minute race, so we will have a pit window there in the middle. I do believe around the 25-minute mark is when it opens. I'm not 100% sure, but we will see it as people start to dive into pits. That could spice things up and change the order around the pack, but I think the one big thing to watch here today especially is Mr. Adam Westland there on the front left side of the screen in the BSR livery. He's an AM driver, but he sits in front of 4 pro drivers. He's shown his pace here today, and hopefully he can hold on to that pace, have a good start, and start to walk away. Maybe have a little bit of competition from his senior teammates there behind and next to him, Smythe Adams and Chase Jones. Looks like we should be pretty much ready to go. I think we have engines on. Let's see. Yep, does sound like we have engines on. Some interesting cameras here I'll have to check out, but TV2. There we go. I think I prefer seeing them from this direction. Yep, there goes Jordan Sellis into the pits, and away we go, finally, for our formation lap. So, in 3 kilometers or so, we should be going green. So exciting times ahead. We've got some lights on, some rain lights flashing in the backs there, and wipers. It's going to be interesting battles as these drivers fight with spray off of the other cars. That's going to be a big factor in the way these guys race each other. I'm quite excited to see how this all plays out. If you have a specific driver you're betting on, let me know. Tell me where you think they're going to finish and who it is, and we'll see how it goes. And if at any point, you know, there's somebody you're wondering how they're doing in the race, just let me know and I can go see what they're up to around the track. Those BSR drivers getting a little bit of a photo op right now with Adam Westland holding the middle. Very pretty little camera angle. We're just watching Mr. Jones here. He is in the P3 position, so it's kind of the perfect spot to watch. We'll jump for a heli cam on this race start and try and get a good view of what happens behind. There are 30 drivers on the grid, so looks like we have 3 of them starting from pits. Oh goodness. So it's definitely going to be an interesting start. 27 cars running down to T1. We'll see if anybody gets into an incident. You know, there was only 14 cars, I think, at the start for Premier yesterday, and hey, they all got through it clean and clear, so hopefully we can see something the same again. Nobody taking their braking zones too late or diving too hard for a very early turn 1, lap 1 pass, which, hey, I mean, some people think you can win it on the first lap, but let's be honest, first lap, you're not winning. You're not winning it. Anything can happen, especially in these longer races. It does happen, so we'll see how it goes. Try to keep an eye on maybe this highlight column, see if I can't pick up some incidents on this first lap. But coming around now to the last corner here, turn 16, so these drivers are going to be packing up real tight here, side by side, getting ready to go green. Not too fast, not too slow, don't want to get a penalty, holding position perfectly. And here we go, 30 cars, round 6, MISANO in the wet, green, and away they go. Let's see how turn 1 goes. Adam Westland getting a nice little start there, holding it in front, checking out in the back. Looks like we got some light touching, but it seems like everybody's gotten through these first 2 corners pretty clean so far. Smythe Adams having a little bit of a slip there immediately in the front, just catching back. It does seem like everybody's doing good. Chase Jones already trying to go around the outside of his teammate. Stofko there, Mamu even there on the inside, trying to maybe get past Chase Jones early, fighting it down. There they go. Adam Westland and Smythe Adams already walking away. Chase Jones on the inside here, Mamu on the outside, trying to make a look. Stofko going for the inside on a deep lunge. Touch there, turn Stofko around. He's done that to himself, unfortunately, but it looks like he's the only one that suffers from that. Looks like Effie Antiri's up there as well, which is amazing. He's capitalized off of that small incident. So I'll have to check back and see if a penalty comes from that. I mean, he only really screwed himself, but definitely into the side of Chase Jones there. Effie Antiri right on his butt, looking towards the back. Looks like we have a nice line of cars and a little bit of fighting, but nothing too major going on. Let's quickly see how Smythe Adams is doing up against Adam Westland there. Adam Westland is capitalizing on this P1, trying to walk away. 3-4 drivers doing really good. We'll jump back to Effie Antiri. It's just a lot of pack fighting going on down here. I'm trying to move through it pretty quickly here, see if we can't find anything tight. And in there, looks like we had a small incident here for Robert Logan. He's spun out. Let's see if we can't get a quick replay here of that. What's going on here? Go to TV2. He's down the outside here. Wide of these cars. Looks like he's gonna lose traction maybe. Yep, goes a little bit he moves out of the way to not ram into the back end of someone, so that saves him unfortunately, a little bit. Quinton Mamu, we're jumping to him, and the replay's not even over. He's right on the tail of Effie Antiri based off of our timings here. Okay, we got pushed back over here. Quinton Mamu right there on the tail of Effie Antiri. He's looking to get past here. He was up there fighting for Chase's spot before the slight incident there with Mr. Stofko, who's all the way back down in the 24th now. We'll see how that changes. Looks like Roy Rainier has gotten a gain on position, but P2 sitter, I can't remember who was there. He's fallen back. Yuri Howland just moved past him. DiCamilo's actually had a pretty good jump there off the front. It looks like a little bit of a battle going on here. This Mercedes even of Partez, I believe, is holding on to this position as best he can from DiCamilo. He did just lose out to Barry Dunn, although I think both the Dunn brothers had a little bit of a rough start there as they were in the top 11, both of them. Actually, I think they're both still right there, but holding on to what they've got, looking up. Quinton Mamu still on that tail there, but this is a pretty tight fight here. Dean Solomon on the tail of Kevin Gerbosch. Goodness, this rain is definitely creating some interesting battles. This one pretty tight. Looks like Partez is trying to make a move on Barry Dunn. Not happening. I think this is the first time we've seen this driver out here in this Mercedes. Pretty car. It's nice to see a change of cars here. I believe this is the only Mercedes we have on track. It looks like Quinton Mamu's fallen back a little bit from Effie Antiri. Adam Westland, Smythe Adams staying a good 2 seconds up on Chase Jones, which is nice. This is right now our closest battle. Partez is definitely trying to get some sort of action, vision, or move done on Dunn here ahead of him. We'll see what he can't perform overall. Maybe get a sneaky pass, but it looks like DiCamilo was trying to go around the outside there, but he's putting himself on the inside of Dunn. Not quite enough. This corner definitely not being able to go around the outside there. DiCamilo squeezing up the inside right on his bumper there with that splitter. Looks like we've got some action happening further back on the track with a lot of incidents going on potentially, so might have to jump back and check that in the penalties here. See really quickly, car 133, that is somebody. Who is that? Mr. Stofko. He's already received 15-second penalty for that incident we saw there, diving car 109 at turn 8 on lap 1. So he's already been penalized for that, unfortunately. Let's quickly look up Effie Antiri. Looks like he's right on the tail here of, or Quinton Mamu right on the tail of Effie Antiri. I did just see Smythe Adams very close to Mr. Westland, but maybe just falling back a little bit. There's Stofko as a blue flag, unfortunately, way at the back, right there behind Piccolo. So that's unfortunate for him. Benice Charles here, right on the back of Frederick DiCamilo. This fight has been fairly tight around here. Let's jump to the heli cam. See, they're all very, very close to each other, trying to find anything they can, any move they can to get in there and fight with the driver ahead of them. I'm excited to see if anybody else is receiving penalties. I have been seeing some names pop and drop all over the place, unfortunately, so it's very possible that some of these drivers are suffering. Looks like, oh, we just missed something here. Let's see if we can go 10 seconds back right here. Two cars side by side, a little bit touched into each other. The Aston recovers, but then takes out the Audi. It was almost like revenge in the last second. Now we got two Aston Martins fighting each other. I can definitely see a penalty popping up there. Mr. Smythe Adams is right on the tail of his junior teammate here, Adam Westland. He's trying to hold on to that P1 for his life, so maybe just like getting some pressure there and struggling a little bit. Looking back, looks like here, big fight. We just missed something. Let's try and jump back 10 seconds and see what happens. DiCamilo goes wide there. Dunn goes wide. A lot happening. DiCamilo comes in, cuts across the front of that Lamborghini there. I believe that's Yuri Howling. That's unfortunate there. This fight's still very, very close. Some change up of positions. Bonice Charles has capitalized off of whatever was going on here. Partez DiCamillo going for a very deep dive there to try and take the inside line into T1 there, holding it close with Partez, but it's getting past DiCamillo. DiCamillo getting past Partez just barely there, so hopefully he can hold on to that position as well. Chase Jones with the fastest lap, 140.4, was 2 cars ahead of him, still putting pretty similar laps down to try and hold off each other, and also Mr. Jones behind. Partez going for the outside line here, not quite able to go deep enough. This rain can really change things. Getting a little bit of a switcheroo side by side here. They're going neck and neck, same braking, same depth. Partez giving him plenty of room. DiCamillo managing to hold his line very nicely and get by. Bonice Charles there ahead, right on the bumper. Mr. Dunn as well. Some good fights here for the middle pack. Something we don't often see too much around the track is mid-pack fights. It's always nice to see these drivers further back fighting, especially here. These drivers are all just in the front of these rookie drivers. Bonice Charles is getting right on Barry Dunn's butt, giving him pressure and trying to find anything he can to get by. If you're looking at the tower to the left there, you can see Smythe Adams comes and goes from the rear bumper of Adam Westland there, so we could see a pass there at some point. I'll try to keep an eye on that and just to see if we see those names swap around at any point, but right now this is definitely our closest battle on track. We're already 10 minutes or 9 minutes into the race, so still a long way to go, but definitely a nice action-packed first 10 minutes. Bonice Charles getting on the inside of Barry Dunn here, now on the outside, trying to find something. He's right there. He knows he has it. He's trying to push by. They're side by side here going down this nice long straight. He's on the outside for this corner here, and can he get a nice outside sweeping run? He's very wide there. Looks like DiCamillo is going to squeeze by on his inside. Unfortunately, they're now side by side. Is he going to defend or continue to try and attack Mr. Dunn there? Keeping the inside line. DiCamillo trying to swing it in and profit off of this little battle going on here. You see there Partez behind. I think he's just kind of waiting for something to happen that he can fight with. Smythe Adams setting a best time only 0.05 of a second off of what Chase Jones has been able to produce. Chase Jones closing that gap. It was 2.5 seconds there after that incident with Stofko. It's now down to 1.8, was briefly 1.5. This little battle was tight though, a nice three-way battle, kind of opening and closing as they go, getting slightly deeper into certain corners and better exits off of others, and then slowing up to not cause a collision. It does look like maybe DiCamillo has just a little bit of splitter damage there. It's kind of hard to tell. I think the ACC logo is also right there, so it could just be water reflecting off of that, but this is very tight. It looks like Smythe Adams has fallen off of the back end of Adam Westland there a little bit. All three of those drivers setting very fast, low 140 times. Chase Jones setting a new fastest lap with 140.2. Oh, Barry Dunn gets passed on. I did look away for a second on that, so let's see here. Yeah, it looks like into the corner, makes a small mistake, and Bonice Charles is able to get by, and DiCamillo following him through. Partez right on his butt there, coming back in. DiCamillo and Bonice Charles fighting now. DiCamillo on that inside line. Partez right on the ass of Barry Dunn. But DiCamillo backing out a little bit to take the inside line, and he touches and spins them both. Barry Dunn getting out there wide. Looks like there was a Lamborghini that went wide as two. Both drivers trying to get on track as fast as they can. Bonice going, and Partez capitalizes off of all of it and gets away. So we'll have to see if a penalty comes in there for Mr. DiCamillo here. He's now fallen back behind 4 rookie drivers there, unfortunately. So looks like Marseille here, he's fighting to toss this here up front. in this rookie division for P3 in their class, or P2 in their class even, trying to keep right on his butt. So this is definitely a close one for sure. Looking around, seeing this does definitely seem like to be the closest battle again. This nice mid-pack battle going on is really good. Ozduru right there on his tail as well. I actually jump forward a little bit here. Dean Solomon on the tail of Kevin Drabash there. He's trying to find something he can do to get by. He wants some of these points. He's P6 in class right now, so not terrible spot to be in, but definitely wants to move up just a little bit. But we jump back here. Emery Ozduru closing on Tim Marseille, losing a little bit through that corner. Maybe some of these corners just a little bit more impactful. Di Camillo there in the background. Looking through, we've had a couple penalties come out. 133 got a drive through for unsafe rejoin. 501 spins out 133 at turn 10, 15 seconds. 343 dives 729 has contact. 501 spins out car 195 hits rear of 837. So definitely a few penalties coming up. I wish I could check in on some of those battles. Looks like I did just miss something here. Maybe Effie Yanturi made a small mistake there. See if maybe 30 seconds will give us some insight there. Because, yeah, Quinton Mamu got by, but he is a little bit of a ways behind there. So definitely had, yeah, Effie Yanturi kind of drifting through the corner there, trying to get back on track and give space, but just loses out. Oh, a little bit of a touch. Just loses out to Quinton Mamu there. So Quinton's going to be trying to close that 5-second gap to Chase Jones now, and try and get some more points here. Wait for this replay to end. Looks like Matteo Piccolo is getting up on the back end of this fight now too, trying to maybe capitalize off of that small mistake Effie Yanturi made. See if he doesn't make another mistake. Looks like Di Camillo is trying to get some position. Does look like he maybe gained, I don't know, Ozduru made it past Marseille. There he is in the Aston ahead. Di Camillo trying to just go around the inside of Marseille here. Hopefully not getting into any more conflict. Oh, pushing him a little bit wide there, a bit rough. Definitely trying to make some position back, maybe a little bit too forcefully. I'll try to keep an eye out for some incidents with car 711, see if anything comes up from that. Yep. Oh, ORL owner in the chat. Yep, it is nice to watch a race with a full grid. Definitely keeps me active and on my toes, trying to figure out what's going on here. Looks like Piccolo's fighting Effie Yanturi here, manages to get by. I just missed that. I saw the close gap. I think maybe Effie is having a little bit of trouble here. Orange triangle means that they had some sort of incident either with another car or the track itself. So as you can see, Piccolo and Effie Yanturi both have yellow triangles right now, showing that they just had a little bit of a touch up. And if you look on the stewarding sheet, it will pop up. So yeah, Piccolo getting by, Effie Yanturi kind of trailing back just a little bit. Looks like up here in the front very quickly, Adam Westland holding a nice second gap. It's definitely spread out a little bit here and there between these drivers, come close, spread out again, but there he is leading the charge. The Aston Martin of Smythe Adams behind, and 488 of Chase Jones behind that, all within 2.5 seconds of each other here. So very close. Even still, Mamu kind of getting left behind. He did have a 5-second charge, but now it's about 6 seconds, unfortunately, and Effie Yanturi has fallen back quite a bit. Looking back a little bit, it looks like all of our battles are kind of spreading out. Let's see, Matteo Piccolo and Effie Yanturi here, about 3 seconds between these three drivers you see on screen right now. Lucas Chupka 5 seconds behind that even, and blue flag there behind, but you see Kevin Drabash just on the edge of the screen there in that BMW. He is 5.5 seconds behind, and the gaps just get bigger. Unfortunately, Partez here 12 seconds behind Drabash. See, coming around that same corner, we just saw Drabash coming through, and Barry Dunn there right behind, 2 seconds behind. So hopefully he can close in this gap a little bit. It looks like maybe back here there's some incidents going on, or yeah, a little bit of an incident. Let's see if we can't figure out what goes on here. Two Ferraris fighting side by side. Not too sure what happens here. I did just see them off track, so potentially see a collision or incident there. Yeah, it looks like Dean Solomon in that Porsche there and Terry Dunn in the BMW there. Oh, a little bit of touching there, just into each other, and nothing too major, but might see a penalty come from that. Alanis Carls, this is a pretty tight fight. We did see Karras get kind of bonked out of the track earlier. I believe that might have been from Ozuru there behind him, which Marseille has pushed up in front again. He had fallen behind Marseille, so maybe a mistake from Marseille allowed him to get clear again. Lots going on in the track. Oh, Di Camillo coming out of the woodwork there to just appear. I didn't quite see what happened there. Let's see if we can go to heli. Oh, it looks like somebody got into somebody there, and a big little collision right there. So that is not something you want to see there. I think maybe Di Camillo jumped himself back to the pit lane, which not too sure. The game does not know what's going on right now. It's a little bit confused, but there you go. Look at this little battle closing in. This is a good fight here. Smythe Adams trying to catch up to his junior teammate there, Adam Westland, closing that gap. Even Chase Jones is on the tail here now. Hopefully Adam not feeling too much pressure, trying to keep it in. I know these two cars behind him will be telling him to just drive and focus on his drive, but not giving him much breathing room at all. Two drivers that constantly perform. Adam Westland's definitely getting close to being passed here. Smythe Adams is right on his tail, maybe able to lap just a little bit faster than him. Chase Jones is setting fast laps almost every single lap out here. Definitely faster than both of the two cars ahead of him, probably from them starting to focus on each other. But this is very close here. These three cars are putting on a little bit of a show. They're just neck and neck, bumper to bumper, fighting with each other. So, oh, here goes Chase Jones trying to make a move on his teammate on the inside, not quite able to get it done, and falls back in behind him. Maybe even getting held up by some blue flags slightly here, potentially. Very, very close. Chase Jones wants it on Smythe Adams, looking for anything he can, going a little bit wide, and makes a mistake there, goes very, very wide. Maybe just getting a little bit too late on his brakes, gives Smythe Adams a chance to take his eyes off his mirrors and focus back on the car ahead of him and see if he can't close up that gap. You know, these gaps have been very... Oh, there we go. Smythe Adams into the pit. Chase Jones as well. Adam Westland stays out. So these drivers maybe trying to go for a bit of an overcut on their junior here. I'm sure we'll see Mr. Westland come in next lap around. A lot of drivers still staying out. Quinton Mamu staying out. Piccolo. F.A. Antiri comes in. Chupka coming in. Partez, will he come in this time around? We're just going to try and run some of these pit stops, see if they come in for new tires and gas. They might not take tires though. That's a 5 second 5 seconds they'll lose from that. Partez keeping going. So at this point it's interesting to see. We'll have to see where each car comes out, if they hit their pit box perfectly, and if they take tires. Those tires can change the entire course of the race. If they're able to, if they think they can take 45 minutes on these wet tires, then they are definitely at the benefit. But if not, you know, they decide to take those fresh tires, that's an extra 5 seconds they will lose out on the track. Partez here kind of leading a bit of a charge for non-pit drivers. It looks like we have a couple guys going in for pits. Still at the back, Marseille, Solvix, both going into the pits. Santinello going into the pits. Very tight. Looks like Smythe Adams is coming out of the pits. Yep, he's out of the pits. Chase Jones is out of the pits, but much further behind now, so He was right on his tail there going into the pits, so definitely lost a little bit of time there. Adam Westland coming into the pits, so this is something we're going to watch. I'm going to focus on Smythe Adams here as he comes around the track. Go to the heli cam just to see, and I'm going to pull up a track map for myself just to see here what happens. Adam Westland, of course, in the pits. He's one we're going to be trying to see if he can't come out in front of Smythe Adams, keep that P1 position. Smythe Adams still has about 6 or 7 corners to go, but whether it will be enough, we will see for Mr. Westland. Let me see here. Mr. Westland, there he is, still sat in the pit box, so a long pit exit lane. We'll see what happens there, and if he comes out ahead. Smythe Adams coming around, almost 2 corners to go. Oh, I misclicked. Adam Westland getting underway. Can he get to the end of this pit lane before Smythe Adams comes around? Here he is, last corner. Across the line. Will Mr. Westland get out ahead? It looks like he's still under limiter. He's still under limiter. He's still under it. Smythe Adams goes past, unfortunately. No, there it is. There it is. He's coming out spot on. Oh my gosh, it's so close, but they come out in almost the exact same precedent as they went in. How beautiful. It just shows to show Adam truly knows this track in the rain and wants to perform. He has now newer tires than Mr. Smythe Adams. So Smythe Adams is definitely going to be able to perform just a little bit better as he's had a lap to get them ready to go. Smythe Adams kind of looked for the inside there, but decided against it. Ended up right on his bumper. Chase Jones there 2 seconds behind. He's definitely closing that gap back up again already. He does not want to give up on it. Mahmoud goes into the pits, rightfully so, along with the other drivers there. So quite an exciting little bit of action there, especially for me. Who still has to pit? I'm not 100% sure if I could remember the entire who was in top 10. I know Piccolo still needed to pit last time I checked. I believe Partez still needs to pit. Buenis Charles, here he comes into pit. Roy Renier, he needs to pit. Karras, he needs to pit. So some of these drivers, although they're a little bit further down in the pack overall, they do still need to pit. So definitely going to be interesting to see how they come back out into their battles when they do finally pit, pushing that pit window time a little bit further than most other drivers. Here's Adam Westland, Smythe Adams again, kind of spread out a little bit. Quinton Mamu coming out of the pits. He's going to be looking probably right on the tail of Chase Jones. We'll see how this comes out here. Looks like he's actually behind Quinton Mamu, so that is a big benefit there for him. He's now right on the tail of Smythe Adams, so he definitely got a big jump there in the pits. I'm going to assume he didn't take tires because that is a considerable jump for him to make, which of course tires aren't mandatory, and in the wet a lot of drivers do feel they can extend their stints on those wets. Piccolo is coming in now. I do believe Partez, Renier, and Karras also need a pit, so we'll see if they dive in as well. Pretty soon here we should be seeing Adam go from P5 to P1 back into that provisional position for the race. Chase Jones right on the back of Kenneth Reyes, who has also managed to come out in front of him. If we can find what I was looking for again. Yep, Reyes did in fact pit, so Chase Jones is going to be trying to get past 2 cars here to get back into that fight that he was having earlier, that he caught up on actually before the pit stop. I'm not sure what happened really. He didn't lose too much time, but only a second or 2 overall. But it has massively affected him here, and now we see Roy Renier still out on the track, really extending his first stint here on these tires. But Adam Westland, Smythe Adams, they're still neck and neck with each other. Quinton Mamu, Chase Jones, there he is. Maybe actually Kenneth Reyes did go into pit, so possibly a start from pit. It did show him already having a pit under his belt, so may have just misjudged that one. But now Chase Jones 2.3 seconds off Mamu. He has some work to do. Race Charles pushing past Barry Dunn here. That was a fight that had happened a little bit, but it seems like maybe a change in pits and back into proper positions there. Let's go to Roy Renier. He is a rookie driver here, actually. I expect to see him pit probably this lap, as he is running out of time for his pit window, so should definitely be coming into pit soon. He most certainly has not pit yet. I don't see any sign of a pit from him, so we'll see what I assume he will be in this lap. He is coming around to that pit lane now, and there he goes, dives in. So here is the fight to be watching. If you look on the left side of the screen at the tower, I mean, you can tell by the colors, there's kind of some contention between P11 through 13, but this is where the true fight sits. Adam Westland and Smythe Adams, these two drivers, teammates, and, you know, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Adam Westland usually sitting just a little bit further back on the grid, but able to actually compete with his senior driver here and fight for a P1 overall. So very impressive drive from him, but we'll see if Smythe Adams can't figure something out to respond to him and get it done, because these two drivers both very good on the track and very cautious around other cars, but also both very aggressive. And actually in the next 16 minutes that we have left for the race, I will be interested to see if Chase Jones can't call himself back up and into this fight and maybe take away position. His next battle will be with Quinton Mamu, who is 2.8 seconds behind this fight, but 1.8 seconds ahead of Chase Jones. Last time the last time we looked at this, Chase Jones was actually a little further back, so he's definitely gaining time on the cars ahead. Actually, P1, 2, and 4, those BSR drivers all setting almost identical times right now, all within the 140.7s last time around. Quinton Mamu just on the money with a 141.01. So we'll see if that changed anything. See if that pace affects him any and allows Chase Jones to catch up. See what sort of times they do this time around. See if anything changes. Looks like Adam Westland's very consistent with it. His time didn't actually change, but Smythe Adams did and got a little bit slower. Matteo Piccolo, I feel like Chase Jones back into the pits. Did he just get a drive through? I think he did, which is massively unfortunate. He did. He's coming just straight through the pits. That is a huge letdown for Chase Jones, getting a drive-through. I mean, I said it earlier in the race. Yesterday, we saw a lot of drive-throughs coming up, and here we are. The drive-throughs have hit. We're getting drivers having to suffer, and unfortunately, Chase Jones's race is gonna suffer due to that. He went from P4 right on the tail of Quinton Mamu, but must have just pushed it a little bit too hard. I mean, setting 140s is not always an easy feat, and these drivers, you know, they definitely, especially these drivers pushing the limits to fight for position, they've got to keep an eye on how hard they're pushing it and where they're going. Now, the dynamics of this fight have changed just a little bit, and Bornice Charles now on the tail of Iridus Cortez, trying to get another position, pull himself up into the top 10 and claim some extra points. He's having a really good drive out here today. Definitely seeing him climb up pretty well and put up a little bit of a fight. But yeah, I mean, we're past that pit window and we have 13 minutes to go. We're starting to see that inevitable late race spread where a lot of drivers, you know, they have mishaps, maybe even drive-throughs, and the dynamics of their entire race change, and the gaps open up massively. You look at that tower on the left, and you can really get an understanding of how far apart all of these drivers really are. Multiple seconds between them, very few 1 second gaps or 1.5 second gaps or less, which will come up in orange. And yeah, unfortunately no less than half second gaps, so quite unfortunate for a lot of these guys. Not gonna have a lot of fighting to do, but here we go. Bernice Charles really making looks on Partez here, trying to find some space, trying to find a time that he can make a dive or capitalize off of a small mistake made by Partez right there on his tail. Just looking at the timings, Chase Jones is trying to fight up to Drabash to try and gain a position back, and I mean, he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get back towards where he was. I don't think he's going to be able to pull it off in the next 12.5 minutes, but we will see. I am just keeping an eye on this battle. Bernice Charles is really putting it in, trying to find whatever he can to go in and fight against Partez here. Chase Jones actually has closed up that gap, but Bernice Charles is going for an outside look here around Partez. Not quite enough to hold it in next to him, and he goes wide off track, unfortunately, so that is a shame there. He loses a little bit. Chase Jones right here on the back of Drabash. Can he get something done here? You know, it's not a fight. Sorry, it's not something that is just going to be given up. These are two pro class drivers. It's going to be a fight, and they're going to have to take it. Dean Solomon, did something happen to him? He seems to have dropped back a little bit there, but maybe that was just a mishap with the timings. Not entirely sure there, but Chase Jones trying to find a look on Drabash here. Coming down this home straight, he's looking left, he's looking right, but I don't think he's going to have something to do into T1. Right there on his tail, he's trying to find anything. He's moving for the inside, just having to slow so he doesn't take out a fellow driver. So good craftsmanship from him there to not just decimate that other car. We have seen a few incidents around the track. You know, I had just thought about it briefly where Mr. DiCamillo, the 711 Ferrari, had disappeared to. I didn't know something had happened to him. He did end up receiving a couple penalties that definitely ended his race. So unfortunately, we've lost him overall. It is a shame. Now, here Chase is still trying to fight with Drabash. Looking at the timings, Smythe Adams has not left Adam behind. He hasn't let him rest too much yet. Got 10 minutes to go, so definitely getting close to a break for those drivers. Definitely pushing the limits, but I'm not sure if Adam's focusing too much on that. Trying to keep himself in a position. Bernice Charles looks like he's making a move on the inside. Doesn't manage to get it done. He was right there. The time showed it that he was there side by side with Partez. He caught back up. He recovered from that mistake earlier on, a lap or two ago, and is now back into a fight with Partez. Chase Jones trying to make me bounce around the track a lot here. He's right on the tail of Drabash. Can he make a move into turn one? He goes for the outside. Can he go a little bit deeper? They are side by side here. Don't know if he's going to be able to hold the inside. He's not, unfortunately, and he's right back where he was. He's trying for that spot, but not able to happen. Yeah, there's something going on with my timings. See, Dean Solomon keeps jumping all the way up to the top of my board by over 100 seconds, so not sure what's happening there. Chase Jones and Kevin Drabash getting maybe into each other a little bit there. Let's see if, yep, something happened there, and now I wish I could go back. I'm gonna have to wait for this to end and go back 30 seconds because I want to know what happened there. They touched on each other and had some sort of incident. A little bit of a slip up. Chase gets to go inside, and Drabash just kind of turns over him. It looks like, not sure, maybe Chase was a little bit out on his nose there, but it definitely looked like Drabash just kind of turned across a little bit too much there, unfortunately. So I'll try to keep a lookout for a penalty coming up on that here in a minute. I'm sure we will see something. Oh. Chase Jones holding on to that position. Let's see, Bonice Charles. That's not the camera I wanted. There we go. Bonice Charles trying to get some position. Oh, okay. Well, that penalty's already come up. Chase Jones takes a 5-second penalty for dive bombing into that corner. So very unfortunate there. Chase getting that penalty, which he won't have to serve until the end. So now he's definitely going to be looking to get past Kevin to try and pull himself further ahead. That 5-second penalty will only put him back behind Dean Solomon right now, but he's definitely going to be looking for whatever he can to get by. I'm sure he's definitely going to be pushing himself in there. There he goes, gets himself by finally. He took the opportunity, he knew where he could, and here he goes. Now he is going to be pushing the limit every second of the next 7.5 minutes. He wants to get away. He wants to put that 5-second gap between him and Drabrash. He wants to hold on to that P7, even if he closes up to the back of Lucas Chupka, and Drabrash holds where he is. He will have that 5-second gap, and it should not inflict his finishing position too much, but I'm sure he is not too worried about it. This is a driver that is very calm, chill, and nonchalant going around this blue flag here. But that fight is over for now. We'll see if he can't close up. Bonice Charles still here on the back of Cortez. He's definitely, this has been an interesting little fight here. These two drivers doing a great job of attacking and defending respectfully. And I mean, it's been tight. You know, Charles falls back just a little bit, but he gets that better line in spots and manages to close to Partez. But Partez is able to defend any actions that Bonice Charles might be able to spring to try and move past him. So, you know, a lot of drivers think they don't have to race against class, but hey, every position counts, every point counts, and there's not too much you can do about it. Even if you're not fighting somebody in your class, every point is worth it. And we are supposed to have overall standings, though I've not seen them. Hey, those overall standings can mean more to a lot of drivers than the class standings, especially when racing outside of the class. So yeah, I'm not sure what keeps happening with the Dean Solomon thing. He keeps going from P9 to P1 very randomly. I'm not sure if that's a slight mishap with the way the track is registering the position of those cars, but a little uncomfortable there with that. What is Charles? Really, this has been quite a focus of our screen time here today. Getting a lot of our action and focus looking just very quickly around. Actually, this fight here, Bonice Charles has taken up 17, almost 18% of the entire screen time since the start of this race. So goes to show this driver has been in plenty of action all around. Chase Jones being there in a lot of those fights has taken up quite a bit of screen time, but yeah, we're at that point, 4 minutes left to go, where it truly is slowing down. It's getting to that point where I'm running out of things to say or focus on, but you know, looking at it really quickly between this fight, looks like Barry Dunn's been able to close in his gap to these two drivers just a little bit, so he might be able to close up just a touch more and maybe make some sort of capital off of that. Over the course of this race, looks like we've lost 3 drivers total, which is unfortunate all in, but hey, on the 27 drivers we still have are on track and racing, so that is good to see. 3.5 minutes to go. It's like counting the seconds now. Let's jump back here. Looks like Solovic's here in that very, very bright Honda fighting another Honda ahead of him. He's closing in hard. These two are going to be trying to figure out who is. A little bit of flashing there from the car behind. I assume that's a faster car, but definitely need to remember that's not necessarily permitted. And hey, if a driver reports you for that, you could be facing a penalty for unnecessary flashing. They might be slower cars, but that doesn't mean they have to just give up their space to you. These two drivers side by side. Journs is going by very nicely there, but can Logan hold on to the inside? He just loses out on it. I'm not sure who this car is behind there. Looks like a couple 775. Yep, Kenneth Reyes. I think there might be some words with him after the race about excessive flashing. That's not something we like to see. He does get past Robert Logan finally, but this is a fight between these two cars, and they have no obligation to give up their position. So just from, if you are a driver and you're not with us today, do just remember that excessive flashing is eligible to be penalized. Bonnie's Charles right on the tail of Partez. He's got 2 minutes. He's been following this car for easily 10 minutes now. Is he ever going to get by? Can he make something happen in the last 2 minutes? I guess we will find out. The gaps further back up ahead just keep opening up more and more. Adam Westland and Smythe Adams holding on to each other, but it trails back from there. All of the drivers clearly allowing fatigue to set in. Actually jumping right back, Robert Logan right back up on the back of Juran Solvex here. Looks like he let looks like he let Reyes pass and makes a small mistake, but it looks like he let Reyes pass and managed to catch back up. So trying to watch onto that a little bit. Adam Westland sets the fastest lap a couple laps ago actually, but 140.185, so a little extra point for him. That'll be very nice. A very nice extra point for him in his championship battle. Carl is still not able to catch up. Reyes gets past Rainier, hopefully fairly and not just a give up of position. But Charles constantly on the tail of Partez here. I'm really hoping and expecting to see something happen. It's been a lot of watching here. Terry Dunn getting past the Teslas. I'm not sure why the cautions came up for them. Nothing really happened from that. Let's see, Detasis pretty far off there, but we have 30 seconds to go, and I'm not sure we'll see anything happen from Benoist. So let's join our race leader here, Mr. Adam Westland of BSR. What a performance today he has had. Crosses the line to start his final lap. If anything is going to happen, it's got to happen now for Smythe Adams. I don't know if it will. Maybe he will lay off a little and allow his teammate to take this win. He has led the race every single lap. He qualified P1, and this has been just an astonishing weekend for this driver. Congratulations to him and his abilities. Hold on, Bonice Charles right side by side with Partez going around the outside here. Can he make something happen? He goes off track a little bit, joins in. He's on the outside still. He's going so wide. It looks like, oh no, it looks like he got out onto that fucking, I am so sorry. It looks like he got out onto that stripping and got in the wet, and it screwed him over. Back to this fight. I do apologize for that little slip up there. I got way too into that very briefly. Smythe Adams on this last lap, only a few corners to go. He is not giving up on his teammate. He said, hey, it's the last lap, but I will not let off. I will not lift my foot yet. There's definitely some position changes further back, but as we come to this checkered flag, this is the battle I want to watch. I want to see if something happens here. Does Adam make a mistake, or does Smythe Adams push hard to try and get by his teammate at the last second? We have 2 corners to go. Can he make it happen here? It doesn't look like he's gonna get it. the last corner. He made a look. He wanted it. He wanted to go by. What an amazing little last lap battle, and across the line for Adam Westland, P1. Congratulations, Adam Westland. P2 for Smythe Adams. Congratulations to both of those drivers. Mamu P3. That'll be a great finish for him. Piccolo P4 around the last corner. Here he comes. Beautiful race for him. Efe Yantiri just behind him, P5. Not a terrible race for him. He came up from somewhere and he did good. Lucas Chupka for P6. And Chase Jones actually did catch up to the back of him. I think he still has that 5-second penalty, so he will not be losing a position here from P7. So congratulations to these two drivers in this round. Kevin Drabrash, P8, falling back to 10 seconds off, so allowing Chase to not suffer from that 5-second penalty. And Dean Solomon right there behind him for P9. Idris Partez, who held off a great battle from Yuri Howling for many laps there. We watched a lot of it happen. He comes across the line, P10, so a great finish for him. And he'll be really happy about that. Barry Dunn right there behind him, just a second off, P11. Bernice Charles, unfortunately missing out on that battle and just falling off, P12. On his cars and that beautiful little Audi right there, P13. Kenneth Reyes, P14. Roy Renier, 15. Terry Dunn, 16. Detasa, 17. Yuri Howling, 18. Marseille, 19. Tino Rene, 21. Solvex, 21. Logan, 22. Santonello 23 as they come across the line. Vila Nightshade 24, Stefano Montanani 25, Antonio Montanani 26, and our final driver, Michael Deringer, who I cannot click on, for P27. So congratulations to all 27 of our finishing drivers and the 3 drivers also that left us earlier in the race for varying reasons. Thank you for driving with us,
And also a big thank you, big congratulations to Mr. Adam Westland here,
who managed to take away a P1 in qualifying, a P1 in race, and overall, I'm pretty sure he led every single lap without fail. So huge congratulations to him and all of our other drivers. Thank you all so much for joining us today. It's been an astonishing race, a lovely time, and I have been excited. Come back next week, same time, round 7, Indianapolis, double sprint race yet again, and we'll see what changes there. Maybe Adam Westland can show up and show out once again and prove his skill out here and beat out his senior teammates. So thank you all for joining me today. Have a great rest of your day, whether it be morning, afternoon, or evening, and I will see you next week.